we get frozen in once again while at Hawkesbury. Oh, some of you, especially the gents, will recognise this. I've just spent the afternoon stripping down our diesel heater to replace this, which is the fan unit. Frozen in and waiting for it to thaw, we give Amy Jo her spring polish. Good morning everyone, welcome to Life on Board, Amy Jo.
And I think it's the first this year, isn't it?
And it's our first of this year, yes indeed. Yeah. So, well, our first cruise of this year, let's put it that way. So where are we then? Well, we've had a bit of a break and we've left Braunston and we've headed up and we've had a week in Brinklow and we went up for Christmas to see the girls. So that was really nice. And then we came back and now we're slowly making our way up towards Hawkesbury Junction. And as you can see, we're all geared up in coats because it's really cold. So, nice little cruise this morning. The sun's come out. It was raining when I was getting the boat ready, but the sun's out, although you can't see it because we're in the trees. But there you go. So, Smudgy's all on board. He's got his coat on as well. So, just because we got ours on doesn't mean to say he can't have his on.
No.
So there we go. So enjoy the cruise today folks and we'll catch you later. Bye. Continuing our cruise north, we are now well and truly in the centre of England, or the Midlands. Our route this week takes us out of Brinklow Marina and on to a few days stopover at Anstey, and then culminating with a stop at Hawkesbury Junction. This is Rose Narrowboats, and there's a tiny little lift bridge here that you have to go through. It's quite narrow through this little stretch, so I have to be a little bit careful how I navigate. But they've not made things easy by leaving their two workboats stuck out in the canal. But hey ho. And just immediately after this is a water point, which we're going to try and stop at and fill up with water if we can. But we've only got a 10-foot hose, so we don't know how that's going to work. Well, we're just coming up to a very interesting spot on the canal network. As you can see, there's a road bridge above. That's the busy M6, and below us obviously we're on the canal, And although you can't see it very well, and I was hoping a train would come through, but alongside us is the railway. So we've got three eras of transport coming together. The canal, the railway, and above us, road. Well, we've managed to find a nice little mooring right on the outskirts of a village called Anstey, which is still on the North Oxford. And we're probably about 2 hours cruise now from Hawkesbury Junction. But we're going to stop here for a couple of days and catch up on the vlogs and what have you. And then Thursday we have to be at Hawkesbury Junction because Chris is going down to Chester, but more on that later. Hawkesbury Junction, or Sutton Stop as it's locally known, is at the northern limit of the Oxford Canal where it meets the Coventry Canal. It's near Hawkesbury village, hence the name. The alternative name, Sutton Stop, arises from the name of a family which provided several lock keepers there in the 19th century. The junction between the two canals was a source of great controversy. The Oxford Canals Act of Parliament contained clauses which stipulated both companies had a right to the tolls on the other's canal for certain traffic which passed between them. Thus the tolls for all coal traffic on the first 2 miles of the Oxford were to go to the Coventry Company, while tolls from the Coventry Canal collected for the first 3.5 miles of travel by all goods except coal which passed through the junction were given to the Oxford Company. I've just spent the afternoon stripping down our diesel heater to replace this, which is the fan unit. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong, but it does jam occasionally. So we've just bought a new one, and I've stripped the old heater apart and fitted a new fitting. Put new gaskets in, give it a good clean, good service, new filters, and now I'm about to put it back together and see if it works, but I'm going to test the electrics first, so let's go and do that. With the electrics testing successfully, it was time to remount the heater back on its mounting bracket. The red pliers you can see are actually hose clamps and save me from draining the entire system. Fully installed, it was time to run the heater, and we got a shock of our lives because smoke was pouring out of it. We found out later that all it was some water had got into the exhaust lagging just below the unit. One of the problems of being frozen in, of course, is getting to the water point, which is over there in the distance past the blue sign. But as you can see, Amy Jo's going nowhere. So we do have a secondary plan. It's a bit more exertion required, but we pressed the trug and an aqua roll into service. And that's a 40 litre aqua roll, and we reckon 6 aqua rolls fills up the tank. Some of you, especially the gents, will recognise this. Unlike siphoning petrol or diesel out of a car petrol tank, we do the opposite. We siphon it out the aqua roll into the boat tank, and it works really well. Gravity does the work, and do this a few times and it fills the tank up. Well, looks can be deceiving. It looks like the cut has actually thawed until you see the ducks. And that gives the story away. No cruising today, guys. Out for Smudge's early morning walk and just checking the main canal. And we've been here a week now, and there's still no sign of this ice giving up. The temperatures at night are still too cold, so I think what's happening is it's thawing out during the day and then refreezing at night. The actual junction itself is clear, but where we are, it's still thick. We quite often get asked if Amy Jo's paintwork is the original. Well, the answer is yes. But with nothing to do but wait for the ice to thaw on the main line, and the weather now dry, Chris and I decided it was time to start giving Amy Jo her spring polish. We do this spring and autumn to keep the paintwork in good order. There are various systems out there, but the system we've found to polish Amy Jo is a 3-bottle system. The first bottle gives her a deep clean and removes any grime and rime off the paintwork. Next, we use a damp cloth and a colour restorer to bring the colour back into the paintwork and remove the flatness of the colour. And then finally, to seal it all in, we use a super wax to give that nice high gloss shine. We like this system because unlike most that use resins, this system is clay based, so A, it doesn't take the paint off, and B, it doesn't leave any resins, which makes it difficult to paint. course, while we're beavering away, Smudge, apart from supervising, is quite happily running up and down the towpath. He's thoroughly enjoying himself and wearing himself out. This before. This is the untreated panel. As you can see, it looks okay until you compare it to one that we've done, and as you can see, the colour has come back on the panel that we've done much better. And Chris has finished. Yay! And after all that hard work running up and down the towpath, it's time to settle down for the night and go to sleep. Thanks for watching, folks. If you like our videos, do give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel. Bye for now.